Hello, I'm Steve and James Pemberton.
And I'm Reece Shearsmith, and we're back.
What is your middle name?
Not saying.
Okay, so this is the second commentary we're doing, but it's actually the first episode of Series 2.
Yeah, we had all of the episodes on single DVDs, and we plucked one out, picked it out random, and it was La Couchette, so be it.
Okay, so
sorry if it's not the one you want.
We're about to press play, so get ready.
Again, 5-second interval before it begins. I'm pressing play. Presumably you know now.
Just press it.
Right, it's pressed. 4, 3, 2, 1. There we are. And the opening credits are coming on.
Okay,
now.
the dust.
There's bits in the air.
And the armchair thriller. And the BBC logo.
Plonked on.
And then train.
Bourg Saint-Maurice. Where's that? Paris.
I think, yeah.
They went, didn't they?
They sent a small crew or a single man or someone who lived in France and got, France footage.
Yeah. And all this that's not, is it? That's somewhere else.
This was entirely green screened all around. So this, Courage, is obviously a
It was
set.
so hard for me to get my arms round the ladder to close the curtain successfully.
Was it?
Yeah. It looks like nothing. It was really hard to
Is
do.
that the biggest challenge you faced filming
for this
Inside
entire
No.9?
Yes, was. And here we are. Look, so I'm fastidious and neat because I'm folding my clothes up.
Yeah.
Actually, not even that very well. And on the left, if you see, there's a man sleeping. Appears to be.
Yeah. And that man's name is Eve in the script.
Yeah, he was George in real life, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he's actually really good at being the dead body.
Ruined.
I don't know if it's a spoiler, but I have to tell you that he's dead from the start. And here you are playing a German.
A German.
Now, we don't know that Germans are like this, do we?
Yes, we do.
Don't be rude against Germans.
I imagine this is like one of those sort of 70s German footballers grown up and gone to seed, and he's on his way to do like a commentary for a minor second division German team.
Is that what he is? What do you think
No, well, he's not, is he? Because he's actually...
Yes, a very respected doctor.
Yeah, but people can be very clever.
I know. I read things like, what are they doing in first... Why are they travelling in this class? Of course they could.
Yeah, but also, these are people who are competing for a grant. So they are not the most successful...
No.
Not at the height of their
eminent. No,
yeah.
Look, here we are, a big load of phlegm in your mouth.
Yeah.
It was a big thing set up, wasn't it, to try and blow it back into your face, and didn't really need it. You do one take at it, and it kind of worked enough, didn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. They were actually going to fire phlegm out of a tube into my face.
That was it.
And given what had happened to Mark Gatiss in an episode of The League of Gentlemen, where he had to have a dog explode in his face and it nearly blinded him, I was very glad that the wind just
kind of worked.
My own, and they gave me the phlegm. It wasn't coughed up from my lungs. It was,
or someone else's lungs.
It was or someone else's lungs. It was phlegm in a bottle, which they can buy from the makeup shop.
Yeah. Look at that. This is quite funny. So the original premise was a funny idea of, because you'd done this journey, hadn't you? And you thought it would be a good 9.
Yes, the compartments are even smaller than this in real life, and I was with my family, so we had booked the whole compartment for the 5 of us, and I just was lying there on the bottom bunk and thinking, this is quite a good number 9. Yeah,
and then we thought initially it would be on a par or in the same vein as the humour of the silent episode. We could have the first 3 or 4 minutes watching a man trying to sleep and noises keeping him awake.
And that's what we are witnessing.
And that's what this has been rendered into being.
Yeah, we always knew there was going to be dialogue, because it has elements as well. It has elements of sardines, with them all being packed in close together. Even more like sardines because they're lying down.
Yeah.
And it also has elements from Last Gasp, when the body appears. And they're like, well, how do we as normal people deal with this situation?
Yeah. And that more than anything becomes apparent when they decide to kind of do nothing. It's like the anti-murder mystery, isn't it?
Yeah.
They just think there's no kind of big reveal once the murder has happened or the death has happened. They just try to go about their business, which is kind of quite horrifying.
Yeah, let's just leave it.
In its quiet way, yeah. And here's the great Mark Benton and Julie Hesman-Halger. We've known for many years, haven't we, Julie?
Yes. Well, she was a student at Lambda, I think, and we had a mutual friend, and she came to see one of our earliest ever League of Gentlemen shows.
Yeah, it went really badly, didn't it?
It was terrible. It was in in a nightclub called Club Montepulciano.
Was that the? Oh, did she see that one?
Yeah,
Oh my
and
God, that was
the
awful.
compere came on, and there'd just been a singer on, and he said, "We've got some lads doing sketches now, but I warn you, they're very intellectual."
Yeah, and it went down. It was utterly silent. It was the Jeff the businessman sketch, wasn't it? The telling joke, getting the gun out, which normally
they said
is
to us,
really good.
She said, "Do you want handheld mics?" And we said, "No, but in a busy pub environment, no one could hear us."
No.
And someone ran in halfway through the sketch and waved a microphone in front of us.
Yes, it was a disaster.
And that was Julie Hesmanhausch's first experience of
I'm
us.
surprised she not stayed clear of us for the rest of the time.
We've missed the bit with the zip now, because that was brilliant work from the sound team.
Yes, yeah, it was hard to get right, but the timing was funny.
Very amplified zip.
Yeah, I mean it was
Like a drill.
Yeah, it was a cross between. It was trying to get the line of it being funny because it's really loud, but not being too ridiculous so that it's unbelievable.
I
So
think it
ultimately
was
you
too
kind of
ridiculous, but that made it funny.
I think so, yeah. And it was quite scary, wasn't it, having people above you on these beds? I was frightened it was going to collapse and kill me.
Yeah.
But they said it would take
They were
tons.
tested.
They were tested, yeah.
But yes, this was built, and so all the movement is caused by stagehands rocking.
On springs, aren't they?
Yeah.
The whole thing was on springs.
It looks pretty stationary at this point. But yeah, it was moving the whole time we were filming. And the camera was on a jib, which meant that the camera was still at all times.
Yeah. Here's Jessica Gunning. Who
Jessica
was great.
Gunning, fabulous as Shona.
Yeah. She fitted the building. That was just what we wanted when she came in.
Yeah.
The look of Shona and
Absolutely.
just that kind of absolute kind of don't give a fuck.
Yeah, which I think the Australians have, don't they?
I don't know. I mean, you're being rude about Germans first of all, and now
It's very xenophobic and cliched. But the thing I remember about, because I did a little bit of travelling in Thailand. Well, I called it a holiday, but people called it travelling. But actually, I've called it a holiday.
Tell them about when you got really bad diarrhea.
No! But it was how people compared the time they'd had to how ill they'd been. And this is going to come up
And
later.
how
with,
good it was, yeah.
Yeah. And the iller they were, the more of a badge of honour that was.
Yeah. The savagery of
I
that
love
door.
this bit here. Hang on.
When they're laughing.
When they're
just
laughing.
yeah. The noise of that door opening and shutting was great, wasn't it? We got a very nice email from Russell T Davis who said he loved the savagery of that door slamming open and slamming shut.
Absolutely. He notices these things.
Yes, he does. And he's him.
Yeah.
So
And that's him,
and that's him.
So we took it.
We took it and kept it. And this getting changed in a little compartment is complete birthmarks, which is a Lauren Hardy episode where what you're witnessing now happens for half an hour. So,
Yes.
we thought, well, we could get away with it for 30 seconds.
As long as we can, we wanted this to go on, yeah. And great credit to Mark and Julie here. There's no vanity in what they're doing. They're cramped. They're just bunched up. And I love the fact that they just did it.
Mark is specifically asked for really small pants.
Underpants, yeah.
Yeah, to be tight.
Yeah.
Which shows. But here they are waking up Jorg.
Yeah. And I had padding on as Jorg, am I allowed to say that?
Of course you are.
Well, people might think that,
And once again using the German. I think people were very pleased to see you back as a German.
But it's a very different kind of German.
Oh yes, it's not Herlip.
Yeah. There are two types of Germans in our world.
Yes.
The Queen's from Duisburg.
That's right.
And I was very keen not to say Alice Klar as well.
Yes, yeah.
But we wanted the dialogue to be in German and not with any subtitles, so that if you didn't understand it all, well, the characters aren't understanding it. So
Exactly, yeah. But it's German that you can kind of understand it.
you can get the gist, yeah. And you did what, O-level, A-level?
O-level.
O-level. I did A-level.
Yeah, I wasn't very good, but I tried to learn it phonetically. But it's funny to do an argument in German.
Yeah.
Started World War III, they say. So yeah, going up and down these things, it became relentlessly funny, this whole... I mean, and great, again, direction from Guillaume, who storyboarded the entire thing, didn't he? Because it's so many shots. Look at all the eye lines in this tiny compartment.
Yeah.
And it's really well covered, and couldn't have been covered so carefully and well, and in the time we had he not storyboarded it so well.
Absolutely. We had 5 days, and each of the walls of the compartment would come off so the camera could get in there, and we would just do each scene and go round the compartment.
Yeah.
And he got exactly what he needed.
It was funny because
Brilliant to work with.
he was great, and he was creating the episode in the shots that he'd imagined. So in some ways it was scary because you thought, well, we normally you cover a bit more than you would need, and in the edit you've got slight get-out clauses. But Green was very confident in how he imagined it, and he filmed it accordingly, didn't he?
It was filmed.
Yes, it was.
So, so we chose this to be the first episode because it just kind of seemed to tick a lot of boxes. It was one of the most accessible ones in a way, wasn't it? And one of the funniest ones, we thought.
Yeah.
Because the situation is... and it has a nice sting in the tail.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Not that we... they don't stand or fall, I hope, by whether or not you think that it's had a good surprise ending. But yeah, we thought he did tick a lot of boxes. It was similar to the first Sardines, like you say. Funny, overtly, maybe crudely. But we just thought that was a good episode 1 to let people in on the world of a BBC comedy.
Now, tell us about the alarm.
Oh, yeah, this alarm. Well, it was very specific, the one I wanted, and it's because I've got one of that alarm goes off every night in our house at about midnight, and every day I forget about it, and every night when it goes off I run round trying to find it, and it finishes just at the point when
you're about to discover it.
Yeah, and it's somewhere in the living room. I've discovered.
I'm sure it's a Tamagotchi.
I think it is.
I think you have a slowly dying Tamagotchi.
Yeah, it'll eventually run out, but it's been there about 3 years.
Really, it's fighting for life.
I know, it must be. And so here's Jack Whitehall.
Yeah,
the comedian.
A comedian and actor.
And actor. He's a good actor. Yeah, wouldn't have had him otherwise.
No, he's a really good actor. I mean, I loved Bad Education and Fresh Meat, and again, he'd been a big fan. Yeah,
he did that thing of saying, "Is there a part for me?" We do it. No one ever reciprocates, do they?
But we do. Well, are you a fan of anything? You always say you don't watch telly.
I don't watch anything.
Well, here's your chance. What are you a fan of? What do you want to be in?
I don't know.
Homes Under the Hammer.
Think of anything. No.
So
yes, he was good, wasn't he, Jack?
He was brilliant. We didn't write the character for him. We wrote the character, a very funny character, and then it became obvious that it was.
Yes, I remember us literally beginning and talking about what characters that could come in, and we said we'd never done like a posh character. So that happened, and then we suddenly thought it could be him.
Yeah, and it is.
And it is him. He was able to do it.
I think people queried why they're drinking Carling on a French train. Is there an answer to that?
Could she have just bought them in a shop?
Yeah.
And was carrying them? Right?
Maybe she's been through the UK and she's had them at the bottom of the rucksack and forgot about them, and now she's just found them.
Yeah. I think that's allowed, isn't it?
Or maybe, the train goes across the channel and restocked in England. We don't know, but don't let it ruin your enjoyment.
No.
The one person who pointed that out.
Well,
don't let it spoil it for you.
Do you do a pump there? Every time you roll over, you do.
I think we were fairly conservative with how much trumping.
There was a few more that we got rid of, didn't we? I think.
Yeah.
This is quite rude, isn't it? And gets to the point with the
barbecue sauce.
Yeah, there's not enough air in that moment for me.
So as we were writing this, I don't think we knew that Maxwell would turn out to be the guy who'd been the murderer. And I don't even think we knew when we very first started that there was going to be a dead body.
Maybe not. Maybe it was simply the idea of them all crammed in that room.
That was the starting point.
Yeah.
Came up with the characters, what's going to be the most annoying set of characters.
Yeah.
And then, right, well, that's not going to get you very far. What's the story?
Yeah. And then the thought of one of them being dead and the others was that shortcuts thing, wasn't it? Of that premise of it's easier to leave it and get on out with our lives than alert anybody.
Yeah, there's a wonderful Raymond Carver short story about a guy who goes on a fishing trip, finds a dead body in a river, and him and his mates decide to leave it. And that's very much the moral dilemma that we wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what this kind of turns into, I hope. Maybe it's not given its due, but that was kind of...
Oh, no, I think it is. I think
they have a discussion about it, don't they? And they leave
Absolutely.
it. Yes,
Well, that's what this middle third is doing, really. It's all about people's innate selfishness.
Yes, yeah.
Of course, Maxwell, has his own motives.
Yeah.
And this got a good laugh, this condom gag.
Yeah, I think we cut it... There was a first pass at this where you saw it more clearly.
You saw it clearly when the face turns round.
And it was Plowman who said it better to not see it and then reveal it as a joke, which is correct. I mean,
I've seen myself there in the bottom... I've never seen myself there.
What? You're always there?
Bottom left-hand corner. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, you're there.
Ich fühle mich
So yes, he's feeling sick. Something about Shrek, and yeah, we just thought this would be a funny idea, and it kind of masks the, like you say, the actual intention of Maxwell to want the journey finished. I don't think at this point he's suspicious.
No.
He gets to the point where he gives him the medicine. We knew people would maybe cotton onto something there, didn't we?
We definitely wanted people to think, oh, I bet he's the murderer, because then it would give the actual twist that he'd killed the wrong guy more potency if they think, oh, I've got it now.
Yeah.
So we were playing a kind of game of double.
Yeah.
double
You couldn't get that the person was actually you.
No.
How would anyone leap to the conclusion of, I bet he should
Well, of
have
course,
killed
yes.
Jorg?
No, of course they wouldn't. But
So it was actually bulletproof.
poor Jack here. Oh, hang on, before we get to that, we've got some people in this. We've got the hair in the photograph here. The
You should have
hair,
pointed
which
out
is,
in the other one.
it's on the table there, which is a prop we had in Series 1. We put it in every episode, and you could spot it at some point in every
number 9.
every single number 9. And in that picture that we had Rianne, who was our, what are they called, coordinator?
Oh, yes.
Production manager. And we had our designer, Simon, who designed every episode, and his family, and they came in to be the family of Eves.
Yeah.
Anyway, poor Jack with his sickness.
Yeah, Jack Whitehall was travel sick because of the motion of the carriage, and I didn't realise, but he actually was sick, wasn't he? Physically sick.
Yeah.
He went through. He looks a bit green.
Well, it's a very low-key performance, and that's why. And he said he was on the first day. He
just felt terrible.
He ran off the set and threw up, and then came out and bumped into Sheridan, who was having a wig fitting for the 12 Days of Christine. And that's the first time he'd ever met her.
Yeah, having just been sick.
Reeking of sick. So I don't think she noticed.
He might not be reeking of sick.
Well,
Maybe he was, yeah. He was.
But very, very funny performance, as there was from everyone. I think this is a
It was
uniformly strong ensemble cast.
When we first got in that carriage and began rehearsing it, it was extremely funny, wasn't it? It felt very fertile. Is that right? Fertile, furtive.
No, fertile.
Fertile.
You go with that.
Humour, yeah. It was like, oh, this is actually going to be funny because of the situation. Tiny. It looks more spacious than it actually was, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In a weird way. It was really cramped.
Yeah, and the real ones are even more cramped.
They're lower down, aren't they? The gaps between.
The gaps are lower, and the whole thing is narrower. So I think it's about 20% bigger.
Wow.
So if you book in, I mean, what they have to do now, because the trains are so fast, they have to deliberately slow them down to make them sleeper trains.
So
People
you
do it
actually
for
get
a
few many
romantic
hours.
notion of going on a sleeper train.
Ridiculous.
Have you ever done one?
No.
Never?
No. Not bothered.
You can get one up to Edinburgh, can't you?
Yes, yeah. I mean, you might quite like that.
Yeah, but you can fly in an hour, so...
I know, yeah. Why would you do that?
Anyway, so we've got George on the floor, really good dead body acting. That's very hard to do.
It really is, yeah.
And
give it some character.
Yeah.
Because he did do that.
And that's why we put him in the credits. We wouldn't normally, for supporting artists,
No.
give them a credit, but he was such an integral part of the episode.
Yeah. And so here we come down to the dilemma.
Yeah. Even Les is wavering now.
Yeah, Les thinks, well, actually, what if we are delayed, we will miss the wedding.
Yeah, well, is it a fair point? What would you do in that situation?
It is. I think I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep with the body in the room.
No. Well, we wanted, and it's coming up this moment, we wanted to see all of them just lying there thinking, we've agreed to do this, but it's not right.
How do I feel about it? And, of course, Kath is the one person that thinks it's wrong.
Well, as we can see in Julie's face there.
Yeah.
She's very much looking like it's wrong.
She's cross. That was going to be I'm glad they didn't do it, because there was a moment where she was filmed and then it moved across to reveal Shona looking equally scornful, but it was better to do it in a two-shot, I think.
And Mark Benton had that moustache because he'd just been playing Captain Hook in
Yes,
Panto.
yeah. He didn't want to get rid of it, did he?
We filmed it in January, so that's why he still had it.
Was this in January?
Yeah.
God.
January of this very year.
And now it's been on.
Yeah.
Done.
Shut out.
Shut
Do
out.
you think they'll repeat it?
Never.
Well, maybe. Hopefully people will buy the DVD so they can watch these episodes alongside these commentaries.
Yeah, because they're so good, aren't they?
If enough people watch them, the commentaries, we'll do more.
Why does no one know about this programme?
But shall we Well, they do.
Some do.
They do. It's hugely admired.
By a very small number of people.
Not a very small number, loads.
Well, if you tried to get them all into a town hall, yes. But not in the scheme of things.
Even a stadium. You'd need several stadia.
Yeah. Look, here we are. Look, this is where you think, I'm clever. He's poisoned him and he's going to poison the carriage. And there was a shot, wasn't there, even more explicit of that little bottle, and we got rid of it.
We pulled it back off it because we thought, the less you show, the more people will think they've spotted it.
Yeah.
The fact that, he could be the murderer. And we allowed, even though that is a twist, that he is the murderer, we allowed people to cotton onto it if they so chose.
Yes, yeah. We weren't sure that people would, and for some people it was genuinely, that was a surprise in itself.
Yeah, well, good.
Which is good.
A double whammy.
Yeah. This is a funny bit where she kind of gives him a little eulogy.
Yeah. Yeah, we really liked writing this, and the fact that she gets caught up in elaborating.
Yeah, only going by what's in the picture, like sitting in his green chair. It's funny. This family all around him.
And that was filmed on the set of, that was the photograph taken on the set of 12 Days of Christie,
yes,
wasn't it?
So
They are interlinked.
Yeah, it's unusual.
He said, Simon, the designer, said he based all the orange curtains and the orange door on the cross-channel ferries in the 70s.
Right,
It does have that horrible...
Yes, it does, it really does. Oh, so they're not like that then? I thought it was just like, he'd got a picture of one, it was like, they're exactly like this, I will design it as such.
Well, they're all different. There's not a uniform...
Right. Oh, yeah, no, it is. It feels very authentic, doesn't it? And European.
Yeah. Horrible wood panelling.
Yes, yeah.
And you dread to think what kinds of marks and stains...
Things have gone on. And this is quite broadly comic, the idea that he sleeps with the body. We didn't know what to do with him, did we? We did have was there a version where he tried to sleep on the floor? We thought, let's just have him go in the body.
Yeah, you've got to have him crawling and spooning the body.
Yeah. That was a funny moment. Yeah, he slaps its bum.
So do you remember when this episode went out? Which was only 6 weeks ago.
Ridiculous.
Because we're recording this on the day after Seance Time has gone out.
Yeah. Don't place it like that.
I am doing. How was it received?
The first episode?
Yeah. Did it get good reviews? It did, didn't it?
Mixed.
No.
Good to middling.
You're a glass half empty person.
I haven't even got a glass. It's quite well received, yeah.
It was well received. And
I like those lights flashing, but they do that well, don't they? That was just a man spinning a light, wasn't it? Outside?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's very clever. Maxwell quite at ease with himself, look.
Yeah.
Just perfectly happy.
Little movement there.
Yeah, I knew it was on me. And then up to... I'm slightly annoyed about this edit. He goes, Kath, and then it cuts to the wide. He says, Kath again, too quickly.
Too quickly? Maybe that was his timing.
No, it wasn't.
Kath,
you can tell it's timing created in an edit, an incorrect timing as well.
Okay.
He goes, Kath. And you think, yeah, he wouldn't have done that in real life. And then look, the mournful face of someone that thinks we've done a bad thing.
Yeah. Now, where is that then? That's somewhere in France.
I think it was Guildford.
I think some of the actual...
That's a funny shot.
...exterior shots out of the window where you can't see roofs, you see scenery, were filmed in Yorkshire, North Yorkshire.
Yes, that's right.
Train was taken and people filmed out the window. But the actual village shots, like that one we've just seen, are definitely France.
Yeah. When he does the joke about, I've known him 14 years, that's funny, I don't remember breaking 2 mirrors. You did that at my...
Yes.
As my best man, didn't you?
I googled.
It's funny.
In fact, didn't I also do the one about the cake, even the cake was in tears?
Yes, I think you did.
Because a tip for anyone doing a wedding speech: you can get away with, to begin with, a couple of really old corny jokes.
Yeah, should in fact, I think
you should get people laughing.
Yeah, and get some on your side, makes them think, oh, we're all right.
Yeah,
let them.
We're all right, and then you can go into
in your company
the more savage stuff.
Yeah. But yes, it was good, and this I think is buried quite well. I mean, yeah, you do get the idea that he's got his job, but you hopefully just think he's fastidious and wants to get there on time.
Yeah, so he's going up for this grant.
I like one of my favourite bits in it is that's like exactly like me and my decorating.
Yes,
I'm doing a back bedroom, so
yeah. And
then this chaos at the end, which was that was a good stunt, wasn't it? Yeah, it looks like it was horrible.
Well, they did it.
They did. Yeah.
Crispin Layfield.
Was that the name?
Yeah.
And here they all are, look, doing their respective
Now, poor Jorg needs the toilet.
Yes, he does. Ich muss scheiße. Is it scheißen?
Oh man, that was your favourite bit.
It was, yeah, strangely detailed.
Oh man, ich muss scheißen.
Someone put a real German said, but put "oh man" in, didn't they?
Yes, we sent it to a real German.
Oh man, ich muss scheißen. Oh man. Yes, and the bellowing of that box. The only thing that disappoints me in this is that it doesn't look full enough. The box seems to have no weight to it.
Well, wasn't that Whitehall's fault for not giving it heft?
Well, possibly, yeah. He should have, but maybe we could have had a load of stuff in there.
No, I think it's already disturbing.
It's horrific enough, yeah. Well, there was one point a conversation about CGIing something passing into it there.
No, I was never a fan of that.
No, it would have been too much.
Too much. But
it's disgraceful as it is.
We very rarely make up lines on the day, but the only one time I can remember is when she says, Shona says, "I can see blood."
Yeah.
And I said to Jack, "You should say that, so can I."
So can I. And it is in.
And we were all equally appalled and finding it funny and decided to put it in.
Yeah, it is in.
Yeah. So can I.
So can I. Disgraceful.
So he's very seriously ill. Maybe it's his last chance of doing something.
I love Aussie boys.
Oh, that T-shirt was put on eBay, wasn't it?
A prop from every episode has been put on eBay. I don't know who gets the money.
Why?
I don't know.
It's not like that's going to make a dent in our budget, is it?
I don't know why it was done. Someone organised it. Producer, I think Adam Tandy did.
Well, they maybe get, $2 or $3 grand in total after the whole series. People paid a lot for the book in the 12 Days of Christine.
Well, that's a great prop. What a thing to have.
I know, and I nearly took that home with me, and then I thought, why do I want more crap in my
I know, yeah, exactly. I've got too much. I've got the Little Happens milestone in my living room.
I know. In your living room?
It's literally, I'm not bothered moving it.
We'll put it in the garden, at least.
No, because it'll perish.
Will it?
Yeah, if it rains on it, it's only foam, it'll perish. They told me that. Look at that bottom, that window going by there. Very believable.
North Yorkshire.
Yeah, but you do believe it, don't you?
Yeah, there's a bit of snow in there, and that's what they wanted, because, like I say, I went to book summaries. We were staying in Volondry, where the wedding is happening, and that's where we stayed on our alpine trip. And it is a fantastic thing to do, is to go to bed in Paris and wake up right in the middle of the Alps. It is really magical. But as long as you don't get dead bodies and...
Yeah, and diarrhea.
Yeah.
It's like a Blur album.
Dead bodies and diarrhea.
So there she is. He wants to
She's still harping
respect the man. Yes, puts it back under his fingers.
She's been doing some good stuff since she left Corrie.
I know, yeah. But it's not the thing anymore, is it? The stigma of doing a soap. You can get away with it. If you're good,
you can. Yeah,
you can have a life after it.
You can.
And we had a voice-over man come and do the French, didn't we? But then originally we had our actual costume designer, put a guide track in.
He did. It was very funny.
Yeah. And here's the sinister reveal that he has killed.
Yeah. Now you had a tiny hairpiece at the front, didn't you, to give you that widow's peak?
Yeah, because my hair's further back than that. But it was good, a subtle, different look, wasn't it? I think it was good, yeah. Because that's all it is, and the glasses. And then, here he comes in. Spruced up. I like it. I think I'd like to just follow what happens to Jorg.
I think he works hard, plays hard, Jorg.
Yes, yeah. He's all right. He's done out, spruced up, and got a.
And there may be other people going for this grant, and maybe neither of them get it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, the question remains: who wins?
I don't like that hair sticking out of the back there.
Yeah, it's Swedish.
But do you think Maxwell gets away with it though?
Oh yeah, I think he does. I think it's just a strange. Unfortunately, he's got the wrong man.
But there would have been questioned, surely, when there's... have they found a puncture mark, or have they just accept it's a heart attack?
Perhaps they all get pulled back in to be questioned. What's nice is the irony of that Maxwell helped Jorg out with his medicine.
Absolutely, yes. Ich fühle mich jetzt viel besser. I now feel a lot better, thank you. So if he hadn't, maybe he'd gone in and done a really bad interview.
Yeah, so that was a double whammy of irony. So there you go, that's the first episode of the second season.
Yeah.
Are you pleased?
Yeah, I'm really pleased.
It's good actually watching that one again. I've not seen that one since it went out because it was a long time ago.
No, it was a great way to kick off the series. It was
very
was
stylish.
accessible.
Guillaume, great director again.
And So yeah, right. Well, if you watch these or listen to them or whatever you do,
say that you like them, and we'll do more.
what's our minimum number of people we need as clicks? How many listens do we need?
We don't need a lot to make it worthwhile. Because why are we doing this?
1,000? Is that pathetically?
It's pathetically low.
5,000? 5,000 people aren't going to decide to click this.
No, they're not. I know. I mean, we're going to be scratched at 35.
All right, 30. I think 1,000.
Okay.
Tell your friends.